Hi, welcome to IT Voice Solutions. Today we will see how to launch an EC2 and load balancer. So today this is the first topic of series AWS Sys Ops certifications. So just follow it and you will be able to clear Sys Ops certification. So first what we will do, we'll launch two instances and we'll add that instances on load balancer and then see how traffic is getting route. So quickly let's go jump into the EC2 and launch one instance. So it's a little bit slow, just wait for it. We'll use Amazon image, Amazon Linux 2 image. Uh, Okay, meanwhile we can just go through. So we will using this user parameter script to launch our servers, and then we will talk about some monitoring metrics in CloudWatch and what are additional features we can use, and then exam tip. These exam tips are for certification exam. Okay, so without any delay, let's choose this AMI Linux Amazon Linux 2 and then click on next, configure instance. So what I will do, I will choose an availability zone as A, and next I will choose as B. Okay, so here in user data parameter you can add your uh, these lines. What's it doing? So first of all, it will update your Linux operating system, yum update -y, and then it will install HTTPD service, which is to run your HTML code. And then you are putting this content. Echo is to just put content in a file. So what you're putting in a file is this, these tags, these lines, and closer tags, where you are putting those in var, www, html, and index.html file. Now you will start the HTTP service and enable the service. Now what does the meaning of this enable is, suppose you have restarted your server, then you no need to you start your application as well, it will automatically start it. Okay, so let's copy this content here and this, and next add storage, not required. Next add tags. So tags are basically, you can put like what will be the name of your server. So I will say SysOps 1. Okay, and next you can create a new security group or select an existing one. I will select an existing one, and I have opened all the traffic from everywhere, so you can just open these two rules and click on review and launch. Okay, fine. So at the end you can just use any of your existing keys and launch. So now it's been launched. So what we will do, we will create one more instance, because by this way we can also see the concept of load balancing. So what we are doing here is selecting one more instance. So yeah, T2 micro is enough, and this time we will choose availability zone as B. Sorry, A was already selected, now we have selected B, and from our document what we will do, we will use below line. So nothing has been changed, just instead of server 1 I have made it server 2, so that when we will use it behind the load balancers, we'll be able to see how it's working. Fine, so you can put it. So the what is the benefit of this user data? Suppose you will create a server and then you will log into the server and run these commands manually, so it's just saving your time and getting it automated. Next, add storage. That's sufficient. Move, create a tag like name and add as sysops 2. Okay, means it will be the second server. Next, and yes, you can select the default one again. Next, launch. Yeah, same key is fine. We are not going to log in these servers, but yeah, you can log in it. Fine. So if we go back to instances, so previous one should be ready till now. So yeah, this one initializing sys. Okay, let me filter with only these sysops one. So just get this public IP address and open it in your browser. You'll be able to see hello IT boys server 1. So every time you can hit, you will get only one output, and that is hello IT boys server 1. And let's see if the second one is ready. I don't think it will be, because it needs some time. So let's try, by the way. But yeah, it's ready. So IT boys, now your request is going to second server. Fine. So these two server we just created. Next, what we'll do, we will create a load balancer, and then we will discuss about these matrices and additional feature. Let's go back and click on this load balancer, and okay, let's talk about the type of load balancers. So first one is application load balancer, and then network load balancer, and then gateway load balancer, and classic load balancer. So while you click on create load balancer, you will be able to see these three, but fourth one, you can see all others are in blue color, and you can see that highlighted mode, but this one is in somewhere like not highlighted, means they will be terminating this load balancer. So after few years it will not be, you will not be able to create. Okay, so now you can see these three load balancers: application, network, and gateway. So yeah, they have their own purpose. Application load balancer you can use when you want to run an application related to HTTP and HTTPS port, and the same for network load balancer. You can use TCP, UDP, TLS, but yeah, network load balancer we use when we need extremely high performance, and gateway load balancer is kind of third party application if you want to run. So in this video we'll just create a HTTP, or you can say that application load balancer. So I'm going to name it SysOps LB. Okay, now what is this internet facing and internal? Internet facing means you can access this outside AWS network, right? Or in short term I will say public IP or private IP. So this if you select this, you will be able to get public IP. If you select this, then you will not be able to get. And benefit of this is when you want your application, your servers to communicate only internally, like one EC2 instance to another EC2 instance to third one. In that case you can use the internal one, but for now I will use internet facing. And listener is yes. For example, if you want to use HTTPS, then you can change it and it will be 443. In my case it will be port 80. So how port 80? If you just put this colon 80, so see it's working on port 80. And let's go back. So and we have created our instances in zone A and zone B, so I will select that. And you, when you're creating a load balancer, you have to select minimum 2 zones. So that's done. For now, let's click on security. Next, you can click here security group. So I will provide the same which I have provided for EC2 instance, and configure routing. Okay, so now in short, what load balancer will do, so instead of hitting these IPs individually, what we will do, we will hit another domain. For example, you can say that gmail.com, or you can say that google.com. So behind that domain there are multiple hundreds of servers, but for now what we are doing, we are doing a demo with only 2 instances. Fine. So if someone will hit our domain abc.com, then only one server is not enough to handle a lot of traffic. So what we are doing, we are balancing the load. Fine. Hope this is clear. So we will give this a name. Now what is target group? So target group is something which will receive traffic from a domain and distribute it to the instances. So we will give it a name as SysOps target group. Okay, yes, it will be in target type will be instance. I will add 2 3 4 5 instances behind this. Okay, and yeah, protocol is same, fine. And yeah, now what is health check? So for example, you have 2 instances, this 149 and 147. If they are working well individually, then only load balancer will send a request to them. If suppose due to some reason this 147 is not working fine, then load balancer will detect that okay, it is not working, please send all the data to 149. This is the functionality of load balancer. So for that, how it will notify it's working or not, for that it needs a health check. So it after every 100 second or 50 seconds 20 seconds it will do a health check. So for that, what you have to do, you have to make a file in index.html. So this will be a health check file. Load balancer will go to these two IP address 149 and 147 and will check is index.html present and accessible. Now what is this index.html, which you can see here, hello IT voice server 1, hello IT voice server 2, and if you have still any doubt, then you can see here we copied this data hello IT voice server 2 in which file, var www.html index.html. So here you no need to provide full path, you can just provide the index.html. Full path it will pick from the default path, and default path in your server will be var www.html. Hope it's clear till now. Let's proceed further. Register target. So what does it mean? Okay, which server you want to uh, register. So I would like to send my traffic on SysOps 1 and SysOps 2, and then next. Okay, so you can review all your settings and then click on create. So your load balancer will be created. It needs around maybe 1 to 2 minutes or sometime 3 minutes. So the state you can see is provisioning. So once it will be running or created successfully something, then you will be able to use it. So now what you can see, we have a DNS name. So for example, just consider, just forget everything from here, just consider it as a any website name. For example, your name is itboys.com. Okay, so just consider this, it's a website name. Okay, so when we will use this as a domain name and hit enter, it will not give you output right now because it's in a provisioning state. So once this state is completed, then it will show the content of these two servers. Why? Because we have added these servers behind that target group. Okay, so we will wait for this state to get uh, running or successful or something. Fine. So and then we will show you these things. So now we will proceed with these monitoring matrices in CloudWatch and additional features. So first we will talk about these additional features, but still for that uh, we need this state to come in provision or something. Okay, fine, it needs some time. Okay, uh, so let's talk about these monitoring matrices. So what is this monitoring matrices? So CloudWatch is another service of AWS. So in it's a monitoring service, you can say. Fine, where what you can do, you can monitor your you can monitor your resources. So for example, right now if I'll talk about healthy host count, as I told you, if these two servers are healthy, then only it will send the traffic. So if you want to set an alert, okay, in some situation this server is not healthy, means index.html is not accessible for this server, then you should get an email. So for those things, what you can do, you can use this CloudWatch. You can click on alarms, you can click on create this alarm, and you can use it. Fine, this, and apart from this, what you can do, you can also target response time. What is the response time you are getting your request, and then unhealthy host count. So like this, these are some matrices. Request count, how many requests you have received till now. I'll show you one of them in this video as well. So let's see if the status has been changed or not. Yeah, state is active now. Let's reload our domain now. It says 503 temporary unavailable. Let's see what happened in the background. So we'll go to listener, we'll see what it's doing. So let's go to this target group. Okay, so meanwhile it's loading, we can talk about these error codes as well. So if you are getting error codes at 503, 500, 502, so 5 series is for server side. Okay, and if you are getting codes error code like 400, 40 something, then starts 4 series is for client side. Okay, so it will be helpful in debugging or troubleshooting. Fine. So here if we just see what we have created, so if you can see on targets and see no targets are registered, so maybe on that time we added but it was not added here. So let's click on edit, and what we will do, we'll click on this sysops 1, sysops 2, add to registered, and then click on save. So maybe in hurry we forget to add to register, fine, something. So now you can see the status here. It will be changed to healthy, unhealthy, unused, like this. Okay, so it will, yeah, so if you can see now it has been turned to healthy state. So if we go back and refresh it, you can see your request has been routed to server 2. Let's refresh, and now your request has been routed to server 1. Okay, now to 2, now to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Fine. What we have done, we have distributed load into 2 servers. Similarly, you can also uh, add 3 server, 4 server, 5 server, 10 server, as per your need. You can do it. Fine. Let's talk about that monitoring matrices I was talking about. So if you can see here, let me make it zoom it. Target response request count. Okay, so let me just reload it 2-3 times, I mean few times, so that it can recognize something. Okay, so if I say it's not creating any graph yet because we have not turned on any detailed monitoring, right? So it needs some time. So after maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes we will come and we'll see. Okay, last hour, last 3 hour. Okay, so it needs some time to get the data and show it here. Cool. So time range, last hour, average, maybe if we do it maximum, then you will be able to see something here. Yeah, 0 values, fine. Same for request count if we'll do. So just let me check if we can do something else. So yeah, can you see this dot? It means till now we have requested it 10 number of times. Okay, so if I go and do it again 4 5 6 times, then it will be increased. But yeah, it will take some time. Immediately it won't reflect. After few seconds if it will be increased. So yeah, these were some matrices, and based on any matrix, for example healthy host, if you see 2 should be there. Yeah, see, two healthy host, you can see, right? So these are the matrices, and based on it you can set an alarms. Okay, so whenever this healthy host count increased from 0, so right now unhealthy is 0, that's good. So if it comes to 1, if it comes to 2, then you should have an email. So that kind of stuff you can do it in this CloudWatch. Create alarm and then select your matrices EC2, and then EC2 per matrices, and then you can select your instance here, for example SysOps, right? uh, SysOps will take some time to come in here because it needs at least 10 minutes after you create. Okay, so it will take some time. So right now my previously created server that was resin CLI2 is coming up, but we don't, yeah, you can see SysOps is also there. For that you need to select the metric here, the count one and all. So that's a time taking process, but yeah, you can go through and do it in detail. We will go in some other parts. For now, I just wanted to show you these things. So now are some parts we have clear, like how to create EC2, how to create load balancer, how to add servers behind it, and how to route traffic. So instead of hitting these servers manually, what you can do, you can just use your domain and uh, do it. And for example, if you want to remove some server due to some technical issues, so you can do that. You can keep one server behind your load balancer. That will not impact your website or your application. It will be going smooth, and then you can replace your servers in the background. Okay, so the next part is, let's go to the documentation and see access logs. Okay, what is access logs? So for example, when you hit a website, so it will store some logs, right? So if you hit this load balancer, it should also store some logs. If that is a situation for you and you want to save some logs, what you can do, you can go to load balancer, and I don't know why it's too slow today. So what it will do, it will create a S3 bucket and store your data on S3. So who are new to AWS, S3 is a storage service provided by AWS, so you can store your content there. Okay, so if I go down, I can see edit attributes, right? And you can see edit attributes. You can see access log, right? Access log deliver detailed logs of all requests made to elastic load balancing. The logs are stored in the Amazon S3. So if I click here, and it will say give me S3 bucket URL or create this location for me. Fine, if I don't have any S3 bucket there, so it will create for me. Okay, and then what will happen, every request I will do a request here, it will saved in that S3 storage bucket, so that later on you can see who requested, and that part. Fine, so this was related to access log. Next point is sticky session. I'm telling you in that manner so that you can pass the exam quickly. So let's go back here, and I would like to visit target groups. Now what is sticky session? For example, uh, just imagine this website is flipkart.com. Fine, now you have logged into a server, and you are watching a mobiles to buy, right? So if you just click on that mobile, add to cart, okay, that part is done. Now suppose you have reloaded your website or something, and it took you to the server 2. So what will happen, you cannot see your cart values there, cart items there, right? So for that, sticky sessions come into the picture. What is the meaning of sticky session? It means if you have connected to a server, you should be connected to that server only until you log out or complete your session, or 10 seconds or 2 minutes. For example, if a customer came to Flipkart, so you can take an idea, it will stay there for maybe 5 minutes if he's purchasing something, or 10 minutes, right? So based on timings, based on some scenarios, you can um, do that. So in the description part, what you can do, you can see stickiness is disabled for now. So what we can do, we can enable it. So to enable it, we should see some option below here. Let me just it's a UI issue. See, edit attributes, right? So if you can click on this edit attributes, just a second. Okay, sorry for the small font. Edit attributes, and this sticky enable. Okay, for how many seconds you want to enable. For example, I want to enable it for 20 seconds. save. Now what will happen, let me come back to 100% resolution so that you can see it clearly. Fine. So what I will do, I will keep hitting this. If you see, now I will hit, it will remain on server 2 only. Can you see this? Reload, reload, reload. So I'm reloading it in every 1 second, but it's not going to server 1, and it will not move to server 1 until 20 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever we have defined. Fine. So this was just to teach you how sticky session works. So that's it. And for this lecture, let's talk about some exam tips. If we talk about if there are some questions related to keywords, which keywords, which is the load balancer which supports HTTP and HTTPS protocol, you can say application load balancer. Which load balancer work on layer 7, that is again application load balancer. Which provide routing features, most routing features, that is again application load balancer. And if there is a situation like which load balancer supports TCP, UDP, TLS, then you can say network load balancer. And if there is nothing mentioned, only one keyword is mentioned, client needs high performance load balancing, then just close your eyes and select network load balancer. And it works on layer 4 of OSI model. And gateway load balancer is used for virtual apps like third-party apps. Classic load balancer is somehow similar to application load balancer, but it doesn't has features like forwarding, target groups and all. It just add servers, that's it. And it's not recommended now because AWS is going to decommission it soon. That's it for now. I will paste this document link in my video description box so that you can go through it and get some help from it. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and be with me. I will post a second video soon, and within a month you will be able to do AWS Sys Ops certifications. Thank you. Have a good day.